So the first one is stone masonry. The stone masonry, it is the systematic arrangements of bricks, one over the stones, one over the other. Okay. For construction of stone masonry, compared to the brick, it is very difficult. Okay, it is not easy because if you go for stone masonry, first you are going to prepare the stones with a regular shape, okay, and then regular size. So this preparation of stone itself, it takes 2 days. So you can't immediately start the work. So that is the main drawback in the stone masonry. Whereas in brick masonry, it's not like that. Even you can buy the bricks, you can start brickwork immediately. No need to depend on anybody's. Even the normal person also, they can build or they can construct the brick masonry. But stone masonry is not like that. Only the skilled labor will be required. The next one is the handling problem. The stone is not easily handled. So the handling itself, it start the problems. But once if you are arranged the stones in a good manner, if the wall will be constructed properly, you are no need to worry about the other factors. Okay, so it will be a very good bond, very good strength. It is not easily break or collapse. Okay, so if you are arranging stone layer by layer, or if you are arranging systematically, the mortar is playing important role, because this mortar, it may be in lime mortar or it may be in cement mortar. Okay, so this lime mortar or cement mortar, so it is playing very important role, because this is it gives the bonding strength, or it can help to bond 2 stones at a time. So it gives bonded strength means if you are arranging 2 stones, in between the stones around 5 to 10 centimeter thickness. Okay, around 5 to 10 centimeter thickness, you are going to provide either lime mortar or cement mortar. So then only the bond will be developed. It gives the very good strength in the stones. So where the stones are available in abundance in nature, in some places, huge quantity, okay, very huge quantity is available. So you can choose that particular place. You can use the stone is one of the important material, or you can construct with the help of stone. So you have to cut properly and dress the proper shape. So the dressing of proper shape means you have to edges, you can take care about the edges and corner side. They provide an economical material for the construction of various building components, such as wall, column, footing, arches, lintels, beams. Okay. So if the various shape and size, enormous quantity will be available, you can say it is one of the cheapest material. For example, if you take it as the column, okay, if stone will be used for the column, you can place in the vertical direction. That is enough. You imagine in this way. Suppose if you are depend on concrete, so you have to use the reinforcement, and then you have to choose the size of the reinforcement, shuttering, and then you can depend on concrete. You know that concrete means cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and other materials. And also you can depend on so many persons. You have to depend on centering person. Next you have to depend on mason. And then you can properly shutter. You have to check. There are so many formalities. So formalities means you have to follow the so many steps. But if you have chosen the stone is one of the column, no need to worry about this type of things. Even it requires the 2 or 3 labor. That to skill labor will be available. You can easily solve the problems. So you can make the stones properly. You can choose the size and then make it a shape, and then you can fix it in the vertical direction. So column construction will be over. So this type of advantage also there in the stone masonry. So how the stone will be obtained? Okay. The stone is building materials depend on what? Okay, this is we are going to study. So the stone will be obtained from the rock. Okay, after disintegrating the rock, because the rock will be available in a very bigger size. So you have to disintegrate. Disintegrate means you have to cut it. But the cutting of rock is not easy task. You have to use some explosive material. You can fill it and then burst. Finally, you have to get the stones. Even if you are obtaining the stones after disintegrating the rocks, you can't expect proper shape, proper size will be available. Okay. There are irregular shape, irregular size will be there. So in this irregular, with the help of this irregular shape and size, okay, with irregular shape and size, you can use it. So the use of stone as building materials, it depends on nature of the work, type of the structural element, quality of work, availability, and then transportation cost. These are the other important parameter or other important factor. So the first one is nature of the work. Nature of the work means where you are going to use in the stones. Whether you are going to use it as a beam or column or wall or foundation work. So first you have to decide where you are going to use in the stones. Because once if you are decided, accordingly you have to develop or you have to concentrate the size and shape of the stones. So that's what in beginning I told you. If you are used for the stones, at least 2 days you have to prepare the stone material in the required shape and required size. Next, type of structural element. So type of structural element means where exactly you are going to use, whether it will be a beam or column or in foundation area or paving work. Okay, so the type of structural component will be you have to choose. Quality. Even the stones quality will be its more important one, because you knew that marble, granite, the other material. So this is also obtained from the stone only. Okay, the granite and marble, but the strength will be less compared to the stones used as the, or if you are taken as the consider in the coarse aggregates. Even if you are went to some ancient temple, if the building, the temple constructed some 100 years ago or 200 years ago, still the structure will be safe. Okay, so the thing is, here they use it for the stones. So that type of stones they are selected based on the quality wise. That is, you all have heard that igneous rock. Okay, so this igneous rock, it is obtained from the magma. Okay, that is, the larva will be cooled. After the larva will be cooled. Okay, that thing is called as igneous rocks. So these igneous rocks will be very tough and also it's very good strength. So you can obtain or you can get it that type of rock. So the igneous types of rocks, okay, the igneous types of rocks. So these rocks will be, you are going to used in the building structural component. It means wherever the load, that is the huge amount of load will be acting, there you are going to use, especially beam side, column side, you can use. So these rocks will be high strength. So that's what the quality will be more important one. It is not easily disintegrate, is not easily deteriorate. Okay. Suppose if it is sandstone or limestone, so or you take it as marble, granites. So these are the things they are getting from the this material will be getting from the rocks only. But these rocks will be metamorphic rock, sedimentary rocks. So these rocks will be, if you are compared to the igneous rock, strength will be less. So these things will be not used in the huge load acting area. The next, availability. Okay, so the availability means this is also most important one, because the availability will be mainly involved in the cost. Suppose if the abundant material, huge quantity of the material will be available, you can use. Suppose the availability, that is the amount of stones will be very less, means you can avoid for using the stone in the particular construction activity or construction work. So the last one is the transportation cost. So this is also another important one to decide the project cost. So where the stone will be available, once it is available, next you can concentrate dressing and then cutting edge. This cost also there. After these things will be over, you can transfer from site directly. So these all things will be cost involved one. So the transportation also one of the important thing. So this is a rocks classification. So I don't want to touch this topic because this is not our syllabus, as well as you are already studied in the geology. Okay. So this is simply a classification of rocks. So just now I explained igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, how these rocks will be used. Next, types of masonry. Okay. So based on the systematic arrangements of the stones, okay, based on the systematic arrangements of the stones and also the surface finish, okay, the stone masonry broadly classified as two types. One is rubble masonry and second one is ashlar masonry. Okay, so based on the arrangements of the stones, okay, so based on the arrangements of the stone in the construction activity, it is purely, okay, the arrangements of the stone, it's depend on the two types. One is rubble masonry, the another one is ashlar masonry. Even the right side you can see that figure how the rubble masonry and the ashlar masonry will be there. From the picture, you can see that in compared to the rubble masonry, the ashlar masonry structure will be very nice, very good aesthetic appearance. Okay, because all these stones will be regularly, promptly arranged. Even the surface, if you take it as a shape, if you consider the size, so all three factors will be considered. They are systematically they are arranged. So that's what, if it is seen the ashlar type of masonry, it will be a good appearance. So you can use. And same thing, if I take it as the rubble masonry, okay, in rubble masonry there is a top side figure. The stone not systematically arranged. You can see that size and shape. There are all type of stones, all type of size they are used. So if you are prefer the rubble masonry, the more amount of mortar will be required. Okay, more quantity of mortar will be required. It may be lime mortar or it may be cement mortar. But the wastage of stone will be less. If you prefer the rubble masonry, okay. What is the advantage if you prefer the rubble masonry? The amount of consumption or the amount of or the usage of mortar. Okay, the usage of mortar will be less, whereas the wastage of stone, because here you are using the all the types, all the shape. So ultimately the wastage will be less. Whereas in ashlar masonry, the wastage will be more, because here you can't use all type of stones. So that's what the wastage will be more. But the corresponding, it means simultaneously, if you are consider the mortar, it will be very less, because the quantity requirement will be very less. So that's what here the consumption also it will be less. So a good building stone should have the following properties. That is the appearance, structure, strength, weight, hardness, toughness, seasoning, weathering, workability, fire resistance, specific gravity, thermal movement. Okay, so these things will be we have to consider. So the appearance, just now I explained how the rubble masonry and the ashlar masonry look like. Structural strength, it is purely depend on quality. That is the always you have to prefer the igneous rocks for structural element or structural type of work. Okay, whereas the sedimentary and the metamorphic will be you have to prefer for flooring work, like granites, marble, and then limestone, sandstone. So this type of material will be you have to prefer only in the flooring work. So weight, hardness, toughness, because these toughness and hardness it gives the good impact strength or resistance against a load. It gives very good resistance against a load. Next, seasoning, weathering, workability. So these are the things you are going to consider for using the usage itself. Fire resistance, that is the most important one. If suppose if you feel that in some places the frequently fire actions will be occurs, you can use the fire resistance. Specific gravity, almost the specific gravity will be igneous rocks will be small. Thermal movement. So thermal movement means it will be conductive of heat. the heat conduction. So normally stones heat conduction will be very less compared to the brick and other things. So these are the things you are going to consider for good building stone. So this is just how I explained. So this PowerPoint also it is available in our MS team. So if you are having any doubt, you can refer the this PowerPoint. Even the all the subheadings, it is clearly explained. So these appearance and structures just now I explained. Okay. Strength, specific gravity, hardness. So seasoning is most important one. Weathering. So here the seasoning here it is mentioned 6 to 12 months. Okay, suppose if it is if you are planning to construct a huge area or huge work, so you have to wait for at least 6 months, because that 6 months will be you are going to prepare the stones for using the construction activities. So these are the tests you are going to conduct in the stone: acid test, attrition test, crushing test, crystalline test, freezing and thawing test, hardness test, impact test, water absorption test, microscopic test, I mean Smith test. Okay. So here the some of the tests are conducted in our lab, especially for the double abrasion test, that is the attrition test, crushing test. Okay. Hardness test, impact test. So these are the tests you are conducted in the our lab. Suppose whatever the experiment conducted in the test, the same thing will be repeated. Suppose if they ask in the descriptive type, you can explain the procedure, test procedure, how the impact test will be carried out, or how hardness test will be carried out specifically. Okay. So this is the instrument they are used. Suppose if they ask any specific test, you want to draw the figure. Okay, you want to draw the sketch neatly, then you can explain the experimental procedure. That is enough. Okay, and then the some experiment will be required, or it needs a formula also, especially the impact, water absorption, hardness. Okay, so this test will be even the operation test also prepared for the formula. So you have to write the formula also. So the mark will be evenly, it will be distributed. Okay, drawing as well as test procedure and then formula. So next the causes of stone deterioration. So how the stone will be deteriorate or spoiled? Okay, there are various reasons the stone will be spoiled. One is due to rain, physical action, chemical action, frost, wind, temperature changes, vegetations, mutual decay, and then chemical agents. So the first one is rain, because especially the rain carry the lot of dust particles as well as the small sand particles. Okay, so these dust particles and the sand particles, it is flow over the stone. What happens? The stone will be slowly eroded. Okay, the stone will be slowly, it will be eroded. In later on, what happens? If the flow will be continuous, the erosion will be take place, and finally the stones will be damaged. The next one is the physical action. So the physical action means suppose somebody, if they are using drilling and then they insert the nail or they use it for some other purpose, or they are slowly there will be damage, or they giving the impact. Next one is day-to-day activity. Okay, so because of this also the stone will be deteriorated. The chemical action, this purely it will be erosions. Okay, especially due to chemical action, the edges will be spoiled. Okay, suddenly the edges will be broken. So once the edges will be broken, what happens? The crack will be formed. In worst case, the stone will be damaged or rust. That is the frost. So the frost will be mainly occurs in we have to consider for in Europe countries, because there the lot of snows will be they deposited. So because of the snow deposition, the sulfate will be increased. So because of the sulfate increasing, so what happened? The stone they losing the strength. The next one is wind. So wind also involves the erosion, because the wind carry the dust particles and the small stones, that is the small sand. So it is directly hit. Once it will be hit at very high speed. Okay, the wind is directly hit very high speed. It starts the erosion, and also because of the small impact, the stone will be spoiled. It means the crack will be appeared. Temperature changes. So the temperature changes means that is expansion and contraction. So because of this expansion and contraction, again it spoiled the stone. Vegetations is another important one. Because of birds, the vegetation will be take place. Even a small cracks will be appeared. So through this crack, if any fruit, especially due to birds excreta, it, any seeds, okay, the plant seeds will be there, but seeds will be deposited in the cracks, and finally what happens, the vegetation will be started. Later on what happens, once the vegetation will be grown, the root will be entered very deep or inner side of the stone. On one particular time the stone will be broken. Okay, so these are the various causes for deteriorating stones. So next, the preservations. How we are going to preserve the stones? The first one is pointing. Okay, so the pointing means you have to just you struck the surface over the stones. You can get the ringing sound. So that is the way you have to find out whether the stone will be put or not. Plaster, paint, oil, and the chemicals. Okay, even some of the temple, especially for renovation time. So they're used for this type of plaster paint oil. You can, if you touch the surface, it will be very smooth surface. You can feel that. It means the dust and other things will be removed, and also in later on, if any dust particle will be deposited in the stone, it won't allow. That is the advantage. So cleaning and washing. This is regularly you can done it at least once in 3 months. So you can remove the cleaning and washing, because if you are go for this method, the deposition of chemicals or the deposition of dust particles will be removed then and there. So you can preserve the stones at very longer time. So the process of taking stones from the natural bed is known as quarrying. So this is I explained in first slide. So where you are getting the stone? Quarry only. Because in quarry only, it will be fixed, or the stone shape and the size will be there fixed. So stones obtained from quarry does not contain required shape and size. So they are cut into required sizes and shape with the suitable surface. So this process is called as dressing of stones. Quarrying and we are going to get the stones from the required shape and size stones from the particular place. So that particular place is quarrying. Dressing of stones means you are going to get proper shape and size. How it is possible to cut the edges and then other surface. Okay, so that is called as dressings. So far we have discussed about the stones. So now we are going to study about the brick. Okay. So brick is referred to here the same unit. It is composed of fired clay, but now it is used for rectangular units of clay bearing soil, sand, and lime or concrete material. So first of all, why nowadays the brick will be very popular? Why they are used? First you can understand this. Because the brick is user-friendly material, easily you can handle, easily you can carry, and also the bricks can use for all the places. And also no need to prepare, no need to allot specific time. The next one is, even if you construct any brick masonry or any big structure, the skilled labor will be not required. There are various advantages will be there. So that's what bricks will be nowadays they are used a lot. Okay, but even some places the stone is not available. You can only alternative is brick. You can use the bricks. The another one is cost. So the cost is one of the important factor. Okay, so these are the various reasons why we are using the bricks. Even the construction also you can increase the construction speed, that is the activity will be you can increase. So there are more advantages will be there, so that's why the brick will be very popular. So the first, the standard size of the brick. So the standard size is 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter. Okay, 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter. So that is the standard size of the brick. It means 19 centimeter long, 9 centimeter wide, 9 centimeter depth. Okay, so that's what the standard size will be, 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter. Okay, but in commercially this same standard size will be not available. So in commercially the size will be 20 by 10 by 10. Even you can easily can remember. Okay, in commercial size of the brick is 20 by 10 by 10 centimeter. So this is the characteristics of the good brick. So the brick should be uniform in color, size and shape. Okay, you all are aware that the brick color will be orange color. So that orange color will be indicate the good quality of bricks. It is uniformly worn, size and shape will be there. Even some of the bricks you can see that along with the orange color, some black color also you can see that. That is overburned brick. Okay, even the some bricks you can see that gray color along with the orange. So the gray color shows the still it is under burned brick, because that brick will be not burned properly. So that's what, from the color itself you can identify whether the bricks will be properly burned or not. So that's what you have to check the color. The next one is size. The standard size will be available or not. And then shape, especially the edges will be have to check. It will be very sharp edges will be there. So they should be sound and compact. The sound and compact means when two bricks will one, if you carry the two bricks and struck to each other. Okay, if you are struck, it gives the clear ringing sound. Okay, the next one is compact. So compact means even the manufacturing time, if you are follow this procedure, that is the compaction, so definitely it gives the greater strength. So they should be free from cracks and other flaws such as air bubbles, stone, other dust particles and other things, because the bricks will be manufactured from the clay material. So the clay will be obtained from the earth. So along with the earth, it should not carry or you should not see any root, sticks, plastic or any other materials. Okay. So brick should not absorb more than 1/5 of their own weight of water when immersed in water. So that is water absorption test. Maybe in the test you can see that testing of bricks. Okay. So the compressive strength of brick should be 15 to 35 megapascal. These are the various classification of bricks: first class brick, second class brick, third class brick, and then overburn brick. So first class brick will be good quality, highly expensive, very specific work only. They are used for the first class brick, like for construction of chambers or high resistance, temperature resistance area, and then more specific area you can use the first class brick, because in first class brick is the brick will be uniform color, shape, size, and also good strength. Okay, very good strength will be obtained. Next, second class bricks. So normally it is used for the construction work. All the construction activities is used for the second class brick. A little bit it will be cheaper compared to the first class brick. And then third class brick. So third class brick, they are used for very few works. Normally the partition wall, okay, and then the paving area, there you can use the third class brick. Overburn brick will be, you are not supposed to use for the construction activity. Okay, so the overburn brick will be normally used for the paving work to fill the low level area. Okay, so these places you can use the overburn brick. So this is the manufacturing of bricks. Even in regular class I will show in video also how the brick will be manufactured stage wise. Okay, I think that video also it is available in our same MS team. So you can observe that video in stage by stage. Even you can write directly. Okay, even easily you can understand how the bricks will be manufactured. So these are the following steps you have to follow for manufacturing of bricks. One is preparation of brick earth, unsoiling, digging, weathering, blending, tempering, molding, drying of bricks. Last one is burning. Preparation of brick earth. So the preparation of brick earth means you have to, you can't use all the places. You can't take clay material in all the places, because before choosing the clay material, you have to ensure that the ingredients of the brick available or not. So the ingredients of the brick means, so normally the ingredients means silica, alumina, iron oxide. Okay, these are the more important one. Silica, alumina, iron oxide. Okay, and then magnesium. So here the silica is most important one. It's more than 60%. So the alumina will be 8%. And then the iron oxide, this is the most important one, because the iron oxide will be 2 to 4%. Once the brick will be properly burned, we can indicate with the help of the iron oxide. So what happens, the iron oxide will be main agent to provide the color. Normally you can see that brick's color will be orange color or reddish color. So how this reddish color will be appeared? Because of the iron oxide. So what happens, if the iron oxide will be there, once it will be heat during the burning time, so the iron oxide will be liberated and slowly it will be oxidized, and then the orange color or reddish color will be formed. So that's what, for preparation of brick earth means you have to identify or you have to choose whether these four materials or four ingredients: alumina, first one is silica, second one is alumina, third one is iron oxide, last one is magnesium. So these four materials will be available or not. We have to check and then we can proceed. If any one of material will be not available, you are not supposed to use that type of soil or that type of clay. The next one is unsoiling. The unsoiling means the top 20 centimeter layer, it is highly contaminated one. Okay, the top 20 centimeter layer will be highly contaminated one. You are not supposed to use. So you can remove the entire 20 centimeter layer because in rainy season the rain carry the all chemicals and other unwanted compounds. What happens? Soil will be contaminated. So you can't use even if you are using that clay. So it is that brick will be comes under the fourth class bricks. That is unburned bricks. You are not supposed to use. So that's what the first 20 centimeter earth or the first 20 centimeter of the soil layer you are not supposed to use. So that is called as unsoiling. The next one is digging. Digging means you can proceed the excavations. So you can collect the uh, clay materials and then you can place it in somewhere else. That is called as weathering. So it is open to the atmospheric conditions. If you are spread the open to the atmospheric conditions, what happens? The excess moisture, other things will be removed. That is called as weathering. Blending means you can add appropriate quantity of water. That is, you are make it as clay will be good for brick. So you have to add the required quantity of water and then you can mix it properly. Okay, you can mix it properly. That is called as blending. You can mix it properly and then make it ready. Tempering. Tempering means the mold. You can directly you can pour the mold. So here there are two types of mold is available. One is machine mold. Another one is hand mold. So the machine mold means you can prepare more number of bricks at a time. Whereas the man mold means maximum 8 to 15 bricks only you can provide at a time. It means you can you can place the clay material in the mold and then you can shake it. Make sure that the compaction will be good and it will reaches all the sides. Then you can use. Whereas in machine molding means you can simply you can place the clay, you switch on motor. What happens because of the vibration? Okay, because of the vibration the clay materials will be reached all the edges and the corner side. So finally what happens, these things will be bricks, that is the clay will be reached all the edge side, all the corner side, and then it is compacted properly. So that is called as machine type of molding. So once the molding process will be over, next we can place into drying because you can't directly take it to the kiln process, that is the burning process, because it consists of a lot of moisture. Even if you carry the brick, it will be break or it will be broken the two pieces because of more moisture. So that's what we can kept in drying process. It means we can permit to dry in open atmospheric conditions. So it take 1 to 3 days. They are placed in the open atmospheric space 1 to 3 days. So during that time, what happens? The moisture will be slowly it will be removed. Okay, once the moisture will be removed, then the brick will be shows the light gray color, because before we are placing the burning, it is the gray color. So finally what happens? So these color, these bricks will be can placed in the kiln process. It means you are going to apply for the burning. Okay, you are going to burn the brick. So if you are burning the brick, you can arrange systematically. Okay, you can arrange systematically. Next you can burn the brick. So the burning process means it is slowly the heat will be passed on the brick and then the temperature will be slowly it will be increased. Once it is reaches more than 700 800 degrees centigrade, so the all the moisture and then the iron oxide will be oxidized and then it form the orange color. So this is the manufacturing of bricks. So if they ask manufacturing of bricks means first we can draw this flow chart. Okay, so the flow chart is most important one, because the flow chart itself it carry 4 mark they will give. Okay, next we can explain the each and every main heading. So what is clay? What is the ingredient? You can start with the ingredients. So the ingredients means the brick ingredient. So already I told you silica, alumina, iron oxide, and magnesium. Okay, and then you start the percentage. Then you can choose. Then you can write how to choose the clay material. What are the factors you are going to consider? That is, you are going to remove first 20 centimeter of the soil. Next, we can start the digging process like that. Okay, so you can first draw this flow chart. Then you can write each point. You can write elaborately. They will consider. They will give for full marks. Okay, so the flow chart itself, if you are drawn properly with the proper arrow mark, so your flow chart will be correct. Maximum 6 marks they will give you. Okay, so these are the tests on bricks. So some of the tests maybe will be conducted in our CM lab, that is construction material lab. That is absorption test, crushing strength, hardness test, shape and size, color test, soundness, structure, presence of soluble salt. Okay, so that is about absorption, means water absorption. Crushing means we are going to place the UTM machine. You can find out the impact, that is the compressive strength. Hardness, we can find out shape and size, you can measure it. Color test, it will be orange color. Soundness test means you can strike 2 bricks each, like 2, and then you can check. So these are the some of the test procedure. So if they ask any test procedure, maybe in descriptive type, so you can simply explain the procedure, test procedure, and write the formulas. So that is enough. So this is the last chapter in the first unit, that is the concrete hollow blocks. Okay, that is the concrete blocks and concrete hollow blocks. Concrete blocks means a solid block. Okay, because nowadays the clay shortage will be there, so that's what they use it for the hollow. That is the concrete blocks. Even the hollow blocks will be very preferred because it is used for thermal insulator. Even if you can see that the picture, in picture you can see that a lot of space will be there. So what happens, the main specialty is you can say that the thermal insulator or even the soundproof and other things, because it won't permit or transfer the heat inside to outside as well as sound. So that's what that is the specialty in the hollow blocks. Next one is it is easily available, and also you can increase the speeding of work. So these are the some of the advantage. Okay, so your first unit will be over. So all the materials will be available in our ebook. Even if you